and that kind of clinically obese, which by the way now is a pretty big percentage
40-something
of the population now. But when you're training someone like this, consider that the psychological piece is far more important than the mechanisms that are involved with weight loss. Okay, so obviously we know if they ate less and they moved more and they exercised that they would lose weight. That's obvious, but it's not even close to that easy. Okay, you're dealing with someone who you have to completely get them to change their relationship to food. They have to change their relationship to exercise and how they are with their own body. That takes some time. So one of the first things I like to do is I incorporate strength training, and I tell them they're not going to lose any weight for at least a couple months. So for the first 2 months, we're not going to lose any weight. My goal with you is to strengthen your body and get your metabolism to speed up a little bit. And I know if you get stronger and your weight doesn't change, then we probably have lost some fat and gained some muscle. Then when it comes to the diet, I like to try to add things before I take things out. And why? Because it's different. It feels different. Feels different to somebody to say, don't eat these anymore versus, hey, look, don't change anything else. Just make sure that you eat 130 grams of protein every day. So make sure that you hit that first. If you hit that, I don't care about anything else. But through doing that'll get them to naturally want to eat a little less anyway because of the satiety effects, for example, of protein. But I mean, in a nutshell, it's a very slow, measured approach. It's not we're going to get this weight off you because that's what you hired me for type of deal, because you will fail in the long run.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly how probably all of us go towards it. I'll add one thing on the exercise portion, because when they would be with me, the goal was that I'm going to strength train. And strength training, by the way, for this person could look vastly different, right? So sometimes strength training was holding their hand and them standing up and sitting down on a chair.
Yes.
Now, I've also had obese clients that could still put a barbell on their back and actually get a pretty decent squat. So depending on where, I'm going to meet them wherever their level is for strength training, and then we're going to primarily focus on strength training with me. Then this is where, and I think I brought this up a long time ago on the show, I used to get these colored dots. And a client like this, I used to love to do this, where I'd have them put it sporadically through the house, on the refrigerator, maybe on their bathroom mirror, maybe by the TV. And when they saw this, they would do something. And every client was different, unique. Sometimes it was mobility work, sometimes it was body weight squats, sometimes it was a sit up or whatever. But I'd have like little things that are just 10 sets or 10 reps of something, just to keep them moving and trying to implement just more movement in their day.
A little reminder.
Yeah, just a little reminder. When you see that dot, go do this. If you see that dot, go do that. Or, encouraging them to walk more and move more. Normally, people that are in this obese category, depending on how far we're talking, like if we're going all the way to morbidly obese, they're extremely sedentary. And so I just want to find little ways that I can create more, and not extreme ways, not Biggest Loser style, not let's go to boot camp and get the ropes out and do crazy shit. No, things that I know that they'll continue on forever, just saying, hey, this is what you normally do at this time. Let's add this.
Yeah. I love that. I completely did the same thing, but I didn't have like a system like that, which I think that's really smart. It was always just like what they could do, after the shower, what they could do while they have the TV on instead of sitting down. Just trying to address a lot of like normal tendencies and patterns that, they usually are doing, or like they're going out to get food, or like what that looks like, how they could, get more involved when actually making it at home. And so I spent a lot more time actually going to the grocery stores with them and walking through and, really like figuring out like what type of decisions they were making, and then how we could just, modify one thing within that same mindset. So,
yeah, you have to appreciate that what you're asking the person to do is to change their life. This is not I don't mean that in the lightest at all, right? The reason why somebody's obese is because of their life. That's just not the time they spend with you. That's everything, right? It's just how they are in the way that they live. You're asking this person to completely change that. That's what it would require for them to go from obese to lean. And so this is no small task. Anybody watching this right now, change your life completely and then make it stick forever.
Yeah. That's
a very difficult thing to do. I don't care what it is you're asking yourself to do. So this is a very slow process you need to appreciate. And then I want to go back to what we've talked about with resistance training in regards to obese individuals. There's this myth that obese individuals have a lot of muscle. and that they just need to do cardio. I don't need to get bigger. Look how big I am. Lift weights. No. Studies are clear on this. Obese individuals have low muscle mass. They actually have very little muscle. They're actually underneath frail. In fact, osteopenia, bone loss, is more common in the obese, even though they're heavy. So there's this myth that, no, don't lift weights because you're not trying to get big. You already probably have a lot of mass. I've seen people say this, like, oh, I don't need to build. I mean, you can see that I'm thick. The truth is, these days, because we're so sedentary, everybody has low muscle mass, and people who are obese, especially when they start to develop insulin resistance, their body actually starts to get even